Hey YouTube, hope we're all having a fantastic day out there. Today we're just going over the patch notes for March 28th for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, and this patch will be introducing Virginia, the new victim, alongside some other changes as well. We're also going to be covering all the new content with map guides, victim guides, etc., so make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date. But without further ado, let's roll right through this. Alright, so it looks like this patch is going to roll out on PC at roughly 8 a.m. EDT. And with this patch, all players will be able to play on the newest map, the Mill, and try out the newest DLC character, Virginia. So the patch is going to address the following issues here. First off, we have Julie's proximity aura has been tuned. We've tuned Julie's proximity aura. Her proximity aura radius is now slightly smaller to match the other victims. Next up, they've tuned Nancy's wait a second perk. Victims who are ensnared in Nancy's barbed wire will now wait 8 seconds before being able to remove it. Previously, victims would have to wait 20 seconds to remove it. So this is a pretty big nerf to Nancy here for sure. And this perk might not be quite as viable as it used to be, but it still has some pretty good value, I would say. So this is a pretty small one, but they've changed the credits for Nancy and Danny in the game. This is just for the voice acting and motion capture, but this will not affect many players whatsoever. Down here, they've fixed family member soft lock. So there was a problem where family members would get soft locked for the rest of a match if stunned while losing stamina. And this fix applies to being stunned by a door slam, barged by Leland, and sneak attack. So that's really good. That was kind of a big problem. Right down here, we have the choose fight perk. We fixed an issue where choose fight at level 3 was not adding 5 seconds of stun duration at the end of a close encounter. This was previously fixed, but came undone during the February 6th update. So really good that they're readjusting this and making sure everything is working properly here. After that, they've fixed Nicotero Chainsaw add-on Leatherface variants. We fixed an issue where the unique Nicotero saw sound was incorrect when equipped on other Leatherface outfits. Now when using the Nicotero saw on a non-Nicotero Leatherface, the correct audio will be present. This is good. This is an issue that's been around for quite a while, and they've even addressed a while ago, but it seems to now be totally fixed, which is really good. Right after that, they fixed the lobby timer countdown not showing. This was a huge issue, and this drove me crazy personally. But you literally wouldn't be able to see how much time was left in the lobby before the match was beginning. So it was really hard to tell based on how many players were readied up, all that stuff. So that's really nice that they're fixing this. I personally had this issue for more than 5 seconds before the match launches. I don't know if other players had that, but that was a big issue for me at least. I couldn't see it at all. Anyways, glad they're fixing that though. And let's jump over to the next one. So they've also fixed the lobby timer soft locking. We fixed an issue where players could get soft locked if the lobby timer UI did not trigger and they had settings menu open at the start of a match. This is a pretty particular specific issue, but they have fixed that. So they've also fixed making Grandpa proud. I believe this is an achievement issue, basically, where this achievement was not unlocking. However, making Grandpa proud will only unlock for base game maps, meaning that it will not unlock on Nancy's house or the Mill. So it seems that they fixed this. It says apparently PS4 players may still experience this issue, and hopefully they'll have it resolved quickly, which is good. But glad they're fixing that one as well for the achievement hunters out there. They also fixed an issue where the match would not end. Basically, games would just sometimes not end after the last victim was killed or disconnected. I experienced this quite a few times myself, so I'm very happy that this has been addressed and they've taken care of this. So this next one, Leland's star sign ability description, this is as old as time itself. This has been in the game since beta. They fixed an error in Leland's star sign ability description, which incorrectly stated does not affect Leatherface. This line has been removed. I am so happy they finally did this. I don't know why this wasn't addressed earlier, but to be honest, it's totally fine. And I'm glad they finally addressed it, but that has been in the game forever, since one of my first guides I ever put out that's been in the game. So I'm glad they had that removed. And then next up, they fixed the Twinkle Toes perk. We fixed an issue where Twinkle Toes was not functioning when victims ran through bone charms at all levels. Twinkle Toes will now work as intended. I'm very happy to hear that. That's great. Right after that, they fixed the stuck spots on Nancy's house. Basically just an issue where victims would sometimes get stuck in a wall after jumping down a well on Nancy's house, leading to the north tunnel. They've also fixed an issue where victims would sometimes become stuck on a shelf after being hit off the ladder in Nancy's bedroom. So just some nice little quality of life changes there, and getting stuck sucks. So I'm really happy they fixed that. Family members also getting stuck on the couch in Slaughterhouse, so they fixed that issue as well. Basically, when they would be picking up blood in the cutting room, the blood bucket has been removed to prevent family members from becoming stuck. I'm curious as to, with the bucket being removed, if they've replaced it with another one somewhere else on the map, or if it's just totally gone, or how the RNG is working for those blood buckets. Anyways, glad to see that's fixed. I am curious if they addressed it with a different kind of blood bucket somewhere else on the map, though, or just adjusted RNG values. After that, they fixed cook padlocks. There was an issue where the unlock minigame would sometimes incorrectly remove the main lock instead of cook's padlock when placed on an already locked door or gate. This would prevent the cook from removing the padlock. Now when victims attempt to unlock a door with cook's padlock placed on it, the first lock to be broken will be cook's padlock. So glad they fixed that. That's really nice. Yeah, that's a good one. After that, they fixed Nancy's stamina bar refill. There was basically just an issue where Nancy's stamina bar would sometimes refill without delay when the perk wait a second was equipped. So they fixed that. That's nice. I'm glad, because that was a little bit of an issue. They also fixed users experience constant rubber banding. I never had this personally, but I am happy they fixed that. That sounds hellish and very not fun to deal with, so I'm glad they fixed that. They've also fixed a player soft locked after disabling crossplay. So they fixed an issue where if players would disable crossplay while in a crossplay party, the subsequent removal would sometimes result in becoming soft locked. Now disabling crossplay while in a crossplay lobby, will still result in being kicked from the party, but players will no longer be soft locked. So that's good to hear. I never experienced this. I don't do a whole lot of crossplay multiplayer within my own parties, but nonetheless, I'm happy that's been addressed. They also fixed a Leatherface spawn point. Basically, Leatherface would sometimes spawn outside of the basement. I never experienced this. It sounds kind of fun, but nonetheless, I'm very happy they addressed that, and I'm glad that is fixed as well. They also fixed the title crash during match reconnect. Basically, there was an issue where family members would sometimes experience a crash when attempting to reconnect to the match. So I'm glad they addressed that. They also fixed Danny's scream audio during opening cutscene. This is basically an issue where if Danny was featured during that opening cutscene, Leland's voiceover would play. Now it'll be Danny's, and it'll be the correct voice. That's just a nice quality of life thing. I honestly never really noticed that, but I'm glad they fixed it. They also fixed the HUD not displaying correctly on HDD, fixing an issue where players' HUD would not display properly when installed on an HDD, so that's good. Down here, they fixed the generator interaction prompt. Basically, there's an issue where victim players were able to turn off the generator from the side, resulting in the ability to bypass traps. Now victims will not be able to start the interaction when standing on the side of the generator. That is super good, really important, and I'm really happy they addressed that one. That was a big one. Over here, they fixed lobby crash on Slaughterhouse. They fixed an issue where lobbies would sometimes crash when a family member attacked a victim climbing down the ladder on the side of the tool storage. I never experienced this one personally, but I am really happy they addressed that. And then last fix here is the blood glow on Slaughterhouse. There was an issue where blood would sometimes have a yellow shine in Leatherface's lair area. Now blood will not shine and correctly show red in color. I've actually seen this before, and it was really interesting, but nonetheless, I'm really happy they fixed that and addressed that. The last really important thing of note here is the mill will be free for everyone, which I'm always really happy to hear, and I think that is great for a live service game like that. Virginia is going to cost $10. I'm a little disappointed to see such a high price point for victims. I don't know. I feel like something like 5 is maybe just a bit more reasonable, to be honest. But nonetheless, that's what they're putting it out. And yeah, so that's what Virginia will cost. Anyways, that's basically all the patch notes we have for today. I would love to hear your thoughts on everything down below. Comments, questions, thoughts for future Texas Chainsaw content, all that good stuff. And again, make sure you're subscribed so you get all that new awesome stuff coming out as the new patch drops. But thank you all so much. I really do appreciate you being here today. Take care, take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.